Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Enter the Gungeon. I'm Nye. We're going to play as the bullet in fancy dress today. That's a way to get things done. I swear, man, I don't know what to do with myself when I'm not at work. Or, rephrase, because I don't go to work. I don't know, I work from home. I don't know what to do with myself when I'm not working. I mean, I game with friends, so I do that. But you know, years of this kind of weird lifestyle, and I was talking to someone who works my sister works a very similar hours set that I used to. She's having the same problems. You know, working as a GameStop store manager, you work about 44 hours a week, and there's a very specific set of schedules that you work. You either work, you know, basically 9:30 to 6, or 9 to 6, or alternatively, you work 12 to 9:30. Those are the two schedules. And those schedules make it remarkably hard to have anything resembling a social life. Because, you know, those are the hours that shit's either open or the hours that people are doing things. You know, you get off work and everybody's asleep or everybody's getting ready to finish or things like that. Or you know, things are closed, especially with that late schedule. Yeah, if you get off at 6, it's not that bad, but generally, you know, you're not getting off at 6. You know, maybe on a Thursday, but you know, who's doing shit on Thursdays? So it kind of made a problem. My sister is an addiction therapist, sorry, and she works late night groups, just because that's what they needed at the time. And so she does a 1 to 9 o'clock shift, so she's very familiar with the issues there, and it's kind of obnoxious. So it used to be that I went and did like Friday Night Magic at my local gaming store, and I had to stop that after a while because, you know, they tended to start at like 5 or 6, and I couldn't get there in time. So it was like, well, I guess not. But now that that's no longer an issue, now that I get off at 5 o'clock, basically on the dot, it's not an issue anymore. So I'm trying to decide if I want to go do that. It's definitely a money sink because, you know, cardboard crack costs money. But at the same time, I think, you know, it was a fun time. I enjoyed it. It's a great way to get out and just meet a bunch of other geeks. That could be something I could get into. So kind of considering that, definitely not buying bullet time, even if I had the money. So yeah, I mean, definitely something I'm thinking about just for the fun of doing it, basically. And that's the floor. Wow. Not an exciting floor. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to maybe doing that, having some fun, and you know, doing some nonsense. I get out every once in a while to go and, you know, play DDR, but, you know, for the past couple of weeks, the DDR machine at my local arcade has been broken. And it's just one of those, like, apparently there's a part they need, it's taking a while to come in. And, you know, I mean, that sucks, but, you know, what do you do, right? Like, I'm sure they have no control over it, I have no control over it, and there's nothing else that arcade that I want to do. Could go to, like, Dave & Buster's. It's not my local arcade, it's a different, you know, different company. So I could go to Dave & Buster's and play Pump It Up, which is, you know, not bad, but that's definitely more expensive. I spend either $5 at my local arcade. Dave & Buster's, I could spend $5, but I'm also spending $10 for parking, basically no matter what I do. So I guess we're just gonna open up the blue chest. Get trip crossbow. Okay. Let's go check back here, and nothing here. So yeah, I mean it's an option, just it's not a particularly interesting or good option. Kind of like these potential secret room locations. No good options. So yeah, it's something I think about. Like, what do I do? what do you do to meet people and do stuff when you're a bit of a recluse? My sister was actually making me fun of it. Like, she was, we went out for her, or for one of my other sister's birthday dinners, and she's like, "Oh my God, the creature left his cave." It's like, ha ha ha, you're funny. I understand it. I don't go out. Let's not, can we not make a big deal out of it? I don't know. You can't really expect family to not make a big deal out of it, right? Family is gonna make a big deal out of whatever you do, for good or ill. You're stuck with them. They're family. Or maybe you're not. I don't know. Maybe you're not stuck with it, and hey, maybe they're not family. Maybe it's Maybelline. We don't know. I don't see... I basically do not see any place that this secret room could be, so... we may just kind of be moving on. Like, I've checked basically every major room. Did I check this one? Yeah, I checked this one. You can tell because of the fish. Did I check the left side of this room? Did I check the bottom of this room? Yeah, I don't know. Did I check this room? I checked this room, but did I check this room? Yes, I did. I don't know. I got nothing. I think we're just going to pop it in here. Predictably, it didn't do anything because we already checked this room, but... And I guess we'll move on. So yeah, so basically just trying to figure out what to do with myself. The current, sorry, big post-work stretch. The current plan usually is, I quit work, spend about 2 hours recording random bullshit, and then at about 7 o'clock my time, the majority of, my play group shows up. So it's just kind of like, okay, well, basically I have to occupy 2 hours of my time. As long as I can do that, I will have people to do stuff with. And I don't know. I've always been the opinion that, you get a good play group, and you have a group of people to kind of stand with and enjoy, even if some of them are weird as hell. You're always gonna find weird people though. Like that's you understand it. You accept their weirdness because if you do, they will probably accept your own. Because let's face it, you're weird. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just as long as you accept that you're weird. I know I am very weird. Hell, I do this as a hobby and nobody watches and I'm no good at it. So I don't know why it happens. But, occupies my time, right? I sit here and I sit back and I say that, and for some reason, I think of the old George Carlin skit. Are they keeping you busy? As if they have the right to give you work to do. So, it brings up the George Carlin skit, and then I immediately think, what would George Carlin say if he saw, YouTubers making money off of playing video games and talking? I'm very curious what George would say. He had a lot of very fun thoughts on just random shit. So I'm just thinking he would get incensed about shit like this anyways. So what would he say? Especially when he sees some of the other shit that people make money with on YouTube, I definitely think I have an impression that all the people who make money off of the makeup shit on YouTube, that would be a fun conversation, George. I wonder, some of those people who are no longer with us, that, you know, that we lost before a lot of the shit started up on the internet. I just have to wonder, like, how they would basically make fun of us all. Let's be 100% fair. How would they make fun of us over this shit? Oh, hey. We found our secret room, apparently. Got a key, so let's just, I can't, right? I have to go find my, my old crest. Like, as much as I really want to just go open up that red chest and just go, like, I can't, right? I have to see, can I get my old crest without a key? And also, does the shop have a key? Because if the answer is no to both of those things, I might not be able to get that red chest. That would suck. Life would suck in that direction. But you just got to be cognizant of that, you know, cognizant of that. Like, life sucks. I remember learning George Carlin died, and I was a huge fan of his for, hello, friend. I was a huge fan of his for, you know, when I was a kid. I still am, so I'm not saying that I'm not anymore. But, I was definitely a big fan of George's. You know, when I was younger, I think he died when I was around, I was 17, and it was the day before my 17th birthday. And it's just like, man, one of your favorite people dies, and you learn about it, like, on your birthday. And I'm not saying, like, man, that sucks to be me, because he's the one who died. But it is very much a feeling of, man, like, see, I knew it. I knew it. It requires a key. I might buy an additional key. I don't know. Money is okay. It's not good right now. Our money is okay. So I'm kind of concerned about spending money on a key right now, because we might not actually have money to go to get the nod key afterwards. This is very likely to be our last room before the boss, apart from that trap room, which we'll deal with when we get there. Yeah, it definitely sucked. Like, it was, you know, we were literally, like, in the lobby of the hotel we were going to be staying in on a vacation for, we were in Hawaii. And I remember distinctly, we were in the lobby ready to check into our hotel, and that's when I learned that George Carlin had died, and I was just sitting there going, God damn it. Like, that is the worst, you know, this person who lights up your life, like, great, I don't know, okay, I'm not going to say great person, I don't know if he was a great person, but great jokes that I cracked up with for years. Gotta have those people, man. Not to get too deep into it, because I don't want to get too deeply into this discussion, because I know people are finding this one pretty dividing. But there's this current thing that's going on with a lot of, like, anti-comedians. You know, people who, like, don't necessarily tell the jokes. They're kind of telling, they're doing stand-up storytelling that gives you feels and makes you think. And I'm not sure how I feel about it. Like, I'm of the opinion that comedy should be funny. That's part of what it is. If you want it to be the other thing, it's tragedy. There's room for that, but it's not comedy. And I've seen it. Oh my God, did we really just get that? Well, that just solves all my money problems for the remainder of the game. Nah, for like the remainder of the next floor, honestly. But yeah, like, where is he? There he is. What did he have that I cared about? He had drum clip and a key. Okay. But yeah, like, I don't know if I'm different in this aspect, but I feel that comedy should be funny, you know? Like, I think that that's kind of what it should be. So there's this thing right now that a very specific comedian who I'm not going to name. Apparently they're very good. I'm not particularly interested in their comedy. Just because, again, I like comedy to be funny. But a very specific comedian is kind of taking a stand against stand-up, saying that they... I'm going to name her out of respect for her. It's Hannah Gadsby, and her... crap, what's the name? Her stand-up is called Nanette. And I understand where she's coming from. She has a very specific kind of statement that it is not fair for her to have to basically self-depreciate. It's not fair for her to have to make fun of herself for our expense to make us laugh. So she's going to put the the stress of that on us as opposed to being on her. So she's kind of making a point about, a little bit inclusiveness, a little bit about how people treat each other, a little bit about how comedy is self-deprecation. But there's also this kind of definite feeling of it's anti-comedy. And once again, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's, there's things known as anti-jokes. That's fine. Jokes that are funny because they're not jokes. But that's not what she's doing, as far as I can tell. This is not an anti-joke. It is literally just going. So I'm. Oh no, no. If I remember from what I was reading, because I didn't watch it, because I read about it. I was like, okay, this is not my interest. But apparently, she was saying something like, comedy is all about the build-up of tension and the release of tension. And that's the important thing. It's the build-up and the release. But the problem is, but in a good story, it's build-up, release, denouement. Like you get that moment of the tension's releasing, and then there's a little bit of relaxation. And she's nice. She's a little bit annoyed because she doesn't get that. She has to maintain the tension on herself, because we're the ones that get the release. And so she spends a good portion of the stand-up, a good portion of the set is, I think, the better way to describe it, building release on the audience and kind of forcing them to hold on to that. And again, it's anti-comedy. It's very realistic. Talking about, she's had a very unpleasant life in a lot of respects. So, she was spending her, comedic career making fun of herself and her life. She's like, okay, I'm just not doing that anymore. You guys deal with that. Amazing stuff in this shop. We're gonna go ahead and pick up that. We're gonna go ahead and pick up that. We're gonna go ahead and pick up that. I will be back for hopefully both of those. So, it's a very intelligent set, is my understanding. There's a lot of very thought-provoking statements that she makes. And she really is kind of turning the industry of comedy on its head. Which is probably a good thing, honestly, to kind of work on that. There was apparently extremely recently, like just happened, there was a comedy show that was like awards for comedians, and some YouTuber, supposed comedian, gets on stage, pisses off everybody because he's I'm quoting like articles that I read. I didn't see it, but apparently he's being extremely racist and extremely sexist, among other things. And so, and they kicked him off, and that shit like that. There is a difference between being what's the word? Trying to remember the word for it. There's a difference between being inflammatory isn't the word. God damn it, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. There's a difference between setting up conflict and like rankling your audience to get a rise out of them, and then just directly, like, I don't want to put words in the guy's mouth, but as an example, Hitler did nothing wrong. Like, there's a difference between those. One is, there's I'm trying to get a rise out of you, and then there's this is specifically meant to piss you off. and not for humor's sake. So there's definitely room for someone to go in and shake things up and say, okay, you know, we really need to rethink about, you know, comedy and how we interact with people, things like that. There's room for that. And by my understanding, by all accounts, she does an amazing job of specifically that. But I think at the same time, there's also this thing that comedy should be funny. You know, you have people like Lewis Black, who, you know, he is going political, and he is, at least I think, supposed to be, you know, thought-provoking. I don't know if, you know, you necessarily feel that's where he ends up. If he ends up thought-provoking or just being an asshole. But there is a little bit of that thought-provoking, oh my god, thought-provoking feel. So I think you can, I think you can have thought-provoking comedy, but I sit here and I go, okay, Ring of Chest Vampirism, interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about that. But yeah, like there is that, you know, there is that point that it's like, okay, still needs to be funny though. So I think there's this, and there's been an article talking about how this is the new face of comedy. These sets that are not funny, not making jokes. And I think that's an issue. I think there needs to be funny in comedy. It's pointing out something a little bit different. You know, you have someone like and I'm going to say this right now because I bet you I'm going to say something about some comedian who has done something incredibly controversial. Look, I don't know. And I don't know if there are, you know, these comedians that have said something controversial. If they have and I trigger you, I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize right now if that happens, because it's not going to be intentional. Okay. Was I... Okay, so... There we go. We're en route. Should probably buy that, because I'm going back up here to sell all my health. But, there's this level of, you know, like guys like Brian Regan I enjoy, because he does do the self-deprecating humor. But I don't... It's also... I'm not going to say he's safe when he does it, because he is. It's very... he's got very family-friendly humor. But, maybe he did something really asshole-ish that I don't know about. It could have happened. I don't know. But it's funny, and it gets us on a level that both of us are at, right? We both understand some of this stupidity that he's talking about. You know, we understand. We've been there. We have experienced it ourselves. You know, I can definitely say as a person who is working on weight, one of his latest things was talking about how if you have basically a belly, if you're bigger, there's this thing that the elastic of your underpants does, and that it flips down, and you have to flip it back up again or something like that. I forget the exact thing, and it becomes a running joke in his set. I thought he was hysterical because I understood exactly what he was talking about. And, you know, we got to laugh a little bit about it, but part of the thing was there was no need for that denouement that Hannah Gadsby was talking about. We didn't need the letdown. We had the tension release, and nothing more was needed because it didn't need to have any more. Now, I think naturally in her situation, her jokes are a little bit more hard-hitting, a lot more personal, and I think that's probably a big difference between, you know, between her comedy and his. I don't think his was meant to be personal. It was meant to be, hey, this is a goofball, let's laugh with him. But to say that the new face of comedy needs to be, okay, let's be super serial today, you know? Like, I don't know. I don't think that's necessarily needed. I think we should be able to laugh at dipshits, I think, is the thing that we need to be able to do. And I think there needs to be, absolutely yes. I have no idea what this is going to do on that minion. Nice. Okay, let's take the brown for free. Just going to give me a shit ton of money and also a heart and also a gun. Our other 2 chests are both green, so let's open this green chest, get a gun that is okay. What's our synergy here? Cerebral Bros. I want to look that up. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. The Battle Center didn't do exactly what I thought it did. I thought it actually would upgrade the turkey, and sadly it does not. Instead, it makes minions do more damage. The problem is the turkey doesn't do damage. But Cerebral Bros makes this thing shoot 2 drills at once. So all of a sudden, I just get to ignore entire rooms. Yeah, I don't know. I think that humor needs to be part of comedy. Or actually, no, I'm gonna take that back. Because that's a wrong way to describe it. I think laughter needs to be part of comedy. There is such a thing as comedy that is not laughter provoking. But, you know, like, I'm gonna make fun of my bullshit. I know that I suck in a lot of ways. I know I've made a lot of stupid decisions. You guys will hear more stories in the future of exactly how dumb I am as a person. You know, I acknowledge the fact that I have made some supremely stupid decisions in my life, and that, you know, stuff has happened. I'm gonna own it. But again, there's a very big difference between me, the idiot that you're listening to, and this woman who's had a, extremely difficult life, having to, go watch her special, actually, is what I'm going to say, because my understanding is it's very, very good, and I really don't want to put words in her mouth. I just don't agree with kind of that one sentiment that I might be putting words in her mouth too, but like this is what I understand from like the art. Like I've seen like 18 articles specifically about her and this stand-up. Go ahead and grab that. Am I good? Am I? I think I may be mostly good here. I do definitely want to open up this blue chest because basically I'm gonna get it for free. Just gonna be rolling reloads. Not. Look, it's an item that exists, and now I have it. It's not something I would have necessarily been focused on. I'm definitely going to open up this brown chest, too. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but, the red health was worth it. I forgot that we had another key on this floor. Oh, sorry, another chest. That's my bad. I don't know. I think it's a lot of the rants I've been doing lately have a lot to do with shared experiences, and I think this boils down to shared experiences too. A lot of what makes comedy funny is either the shared experience or the potential empathy thereof. I think very much that comedy is a release. It is, and not just of, the stress and tensions that are put upon you by the comedian as they tell the joke. It is stress and tension, definitely. But I think it's also, the stress over life, the fact, and it is the release of, I found someone else who gets it. I remember there's a very specific scene in one of my favorite books, Stranger in a Strange Land, which, that book has problems, I understand. We're going to move on from that statement. But one of the things one of the characters has to say in trying to teach another character about what is comedy and what is humor, they bring up that basically all comedy is someone getting hurt. And And the other character, you know, denies this and goes, you know, no, that's not correct. There is, you know, there is such thing as comedy where people don't get hurt, and they're challenged on this. Like they're, you know, they're challenged on, okay, are you sure? Do you want to think about that and tell me if you can, you know, if you can think of a joke where no one gets hurt. And, you know, the end result is that the character cannot think of one. And, you know, I'm sure, you know, we can talk about puns. We can talk about, you know, you want to ignore right off the bat. We don't want to talk about, you know, pranks, because that's like when you talk about pranks, okay, we're immediately there anyways. So let's move on from that. But yeah, it's, you know, the idea is comedy involves someone getting hurt a lot of the time. And one thing that a lot of comedians do is they kind of acknowledge that, and they go, okay, I'm going to own that. The person getting hurt is me. And there is that, you know, kind of phrase that we heard a lot after Robin Williams died, is that, you know, comedy comes from a dark place. And you know, that's definitely true. But I think part of what makes that true is that the comedy comes from the dark place that the comedian already knows. They understand the dark. And because they know that comedy is about this shared experience and shared release of tension, they are fighting the dark for the rest of us. They're making the statement, you know, this, I know the dark is there. Let's revel in a feared defiance of that, you know? Because that's what I feel about it. So I think that's also part of the problem. When you're, you know, when you take the comedy out of comedy, you're kind of giving it power. You know, the darkness. You're saying, in part of it, you're confronting it in a different way. You're making it outright clear, we will not hide from it now. But at the same time, you are also kind of robbing yourself of a kind of magnificent way to fight it. So remote turret, huh? Portable turret? I don't think I've ever used it, and I'll be honest, I don't really want to. It might be very good, but I think I'm going to stick with Potion of Gun Friendship. What do I want to toss in this? I think I'm going to go ahead and toss Alien Engine into here, because I really don't appreciate Alien Engine, and I also really don't appreciate Charmed Bow. Yes, it works really, really well with... Oh my god, I just got rid of my combo for my bullet bore. I wasn't thinking about it. Okay, but we got the SAA. So what is the SAA comboing with? Oh, it's reroad roll. Okay, so that's actually not as good a combo. I'm dumb. I completely forgot that Charmed Bow was giving me the bullet bore bonus, the Cerebral Bros combo. That's kind of disappointing, and that's completely my fault. Do we have anything awesome on this floor? You want to show me a black market, maybe? We got Cursula. Okay, so a little bit exciting from the Cursula reveal. So the question is, what is there in Cursula that I'm going to want to, you know, take Curse over? And who knows, we may be able to get the chance to steal. In which case, I won't have to take any Curse from Cursula. Let's find out. A 1, a 2, a 3, 3. Can you not? There's something about the information age which is interesting, which is everybody, people who don't normally get a voice are getting a voice, which is definitely a good thing. So we're hearing a lot more stories from people than we ever did. And it's definitely leading to this kind of really good place where we're hearing from a lot more people than we ever did. I think the biggest issue is that we're also giving legitimacy to people that never should have it. You know, I'm talking mostly to people like, you know, conspiracy theorists and the like, who you know, them getting this voice is kind of, we're just going to go ahead and open that. Them getting this voice that I speak of allows them to kind of spread the nonsense in a way that is harmful, you know, because it's all of a sudden we're diluting the voice a little bit, which is good and bad. Like we're diluting the voices of people who have they're kind of too loud and hurt, but at the same time we're also diluting the voices of people that are like the best people. I get worried about that, you know? That for every like person like Bob Ross who suddenly has a resurgence, who's, you know, he's basically chicken soup for the soul. For every person like that we reveal, we also have potential to reveal someone terrible. I'm not gonna. People can generally agree that Bob Ross is awesome. I have no problem. So I have no problem like bringing up Bob Ross as an example. But I don't have any examples of not good people, and I really don't want to try. That's how you piss people off right there, by saying, hey, by the way, your favorite person, that person you love a lot, yeah, I think they're terrible. Makes it hard to have opinions. Had a conversation with one of my friends, and we were specifically talking about a controversial figure that he has extreme dislike for, and I kind of like this figure. Not gonna name names, but we were kind of talking, and you know, I was curious, and I said, look, you know, I'm just kind of curious, why don't you like this person? And he had answers for me, and we went through. But what I ended up hearing is that the big answer is this person's not humble. I said, okay, why not? Well, they just keep on doing this, that, and the other thing. It's like, okay, why is that a problem? Are these bad things they're doing? Well, no. Okay, so someone else did them, it would be okay? Well, yeah. Okay, so what's wrong with him? Well, people just don't think he's humble. Okay, is the problem him, or is it the people, or is it people and their opinion of him? Well, I think that he should just be more humble. Why? Well, because it's a good trait to have. Okay, and it became this kind of statement of the thoughts of the people led to, oh god, I'm mad. Basically, the thoughts of the people led to this concept that because this person was not humble, he was therefore a problem. You have anything amazing? You have the life orb. We haven't messed with that yet. Do I want to buy that? I mean, she's definitely valuing it highly. I'm curious. Let's kind of keep an eye out. Let's keep moving a little bit. I don't want to. I'm not going to move too far, but I want to look a little bit and see if there's anything else in this floor worth noting. I definitely want to see if we can find a key or a secret room or both. Maybe a key in a secret room. That would be awesome. So I don't want to buy until the very end of the floor once I'm confirming that I'm not going to have a way to get this item without taking 3.5 curse. I don't mind taking 3.5 curse at all. I would just rather not have it. Thought so. And there we are. Ammo goes into the bullet bore. Come on, you. Okay. And airstrike. I think we're just going to go ahead and stick with that. Okay, so we did not find a way to steal. Does he have anything? Like, I don't really care about the plague pistol, so I think I'm just going to skip that. I have all of this money and just nothing to do with it, so I'm trying to find a way to make this money actually work for me. What am I going to use to fight this boss? Because bullet bore is good, but it doesn't really stop bosses. Like, it doesn't shut them down like it does other people. Okay, we got the cannon Balrog. Got 23 left. Okay. Need to not use a blank, at least for the time being. Oh, that sucks. That would have been one of those times that I would have loved to use a blank, but I just didn't have an extra one to use. Same there. Like, I would have used blanks for both. Where is he? There he is. Wow, this thing's firing 4 shots now? Did we get a combo I don't know about? Probably, right? It's probably triple crossbow plus regular crossbow, and I just didn't see it. Okay, what do you have on offer? Another... Okay, so we're going to be getting a lot of armor really, really fast. Okay, so I think... Do I care about the life up? Okay, does the shop have anything I care about right now? No, I have full health. We opened up all of our chests on this floor. I kind of want to snag the life orb, so I'm going to because we've never had it before. I don't know what it does though. It's a Pokemon reference, by the way. Do I want the heart purse? Do I want 3.5? I think the life orb carries. I'll look this up right now. I'm pretty sure the life orb actually carries a curse just for picking it up. It does not. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so does not carry curse. So I have 3.5. Well, I think we're good, honestly. Do we have... Interesting. Oh no, I know what it is. I know what it is. Our one size fits all drum clip is making it happen. That is why we are getting 4 shots out of the triple crossbow instead of 3. Okay. You know, I think we have plenty of health for this fight, so I'm not worried about it. We have plenty of health for this fight. I don't think we need to buy that. I don't want to take on more curse than I need to right now. Okay. All right. It's kind of stretching. These long runs, man. Like we're at 43 minutes. We just now reached the rat. This is the average time I think it takes us to reach the rat. But some of these runs, they get really long. Huh, I thought that would kill all of my enemies. So the idea is you get that symbol, you press reload, and it does damage to multiple enemies. I wonder if it does more damage if you actually kill them? Oh, damn it. I'm just taking stupid damage. Okay, well, Life Orb's cute, but I don't think we're going to be using it much over the course of the next couple of rooms. Because I would really rather not take any additional damage more than we already have. Get barreled, I guess? I don't know, I'm not used to the barrel doing so much to my opponents. And once again, we get this jerk who... I'm actually amazed that confusion works on this guy, because nothing works on this guy. I need another gun. This gun is not doing it. Do we have ammo for this? now empty. Let's go ahead and do this. Can you fall over, please? Like, I just don't want you to hit a nat 20, please. Okay, he killed himself. Awesome. Okay, can't use that. I need to figure out what I'm going to use to kill the boss, actually. I actually don't know what I'm going to use against them. Let's just make our way through here, and we are in the safety of the sanctum. I'm thinking, actually, the trip crossbow needs to get some ammo. Maybe bullet bore? Just use bullet bore against the first phase, just because. I mean, allows me to dodge more. So it just allows me to do this over and over and over. I gotta dodge that better. Okay, we're dodging better. We are dodging better. Better than we have in the past. Okay, I say that and then I take that damage. God, if only I had, what's it called? Jack boots? Boots Spring Heel Jack? Oh, God. Okay, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. He's dead in just a second. Okay, so that was about half the ammo and the bullet bore, so definitely not terrible. Yeah, I'm just thinking we continue with this. It doesn't... I don't really have anything to allow me to target his parts, is the problem. I always get hit by that. I'll just stop that. I don't want to see that. Okay, that's not too bad to dodge. Got hit by that one. Kind of unfortunate. I'm just going to blank that. I don't want to deal with that. I think we need to switch weapons. Look, can you go to hell? I mean... Oh, god damn it. We may just die here. Okay, so we got no more ammo for that nonsense. Okay, well, let's do this. I didn't see that attack coming. We may very much die here. It's a very distinct possibility. Yep, there it is. Saw it coming. Just couldn't. Damn. Okay, guys. Well, at least we got to see the life orb. So we got to see something. It was a really weird run that kept on wavering back and forth between good and bad. Yeah. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining me.